Hey, Breck students, Frank here from AFP, and I just want to, kind of wrap up this part of our program. I know we're coming to the ending of our year, and I think this is the last week of the Breck videos. So I just wanted to kind of wrap up by saying, for those young musicians who are starting out and kind of building their studio, just remember that, grow your studio based on what you need. There's a lot of fancy stuff out there that we can get. There's a lot of really cool microphones, and they're very expensive. And, you know, it all seems like it's going to make you a better musician and make your music better. But you are what's going to make your music better. Don't let the gear define you. Um, I've, had a lot of, experience with like thinking that buying certain type of recording gear would make my music better, like whether it be like a certain type of microphone or a drum machine. It's up to you, the creator of the music, how the content's going to sound, how the general feel of the music is going to be. And companies will sell you things that they will make you feel like you really need this piece of equipment to make your music sound official or sound like radio ready, when that's not really what the art is about. Art is about making your music sound good to you, and sharing that enjoyment with creating music with the world. Having really fancy gear, having really expensive gear doesn't shouldn't really validate how your music ends up sounding. You should be the creator of that. Whether you're doing it through your phone, which I actually recently have been working with some friends that have been making music through the GarageBand for iOS, and it's crazy because I can take those same projects and upload them onto my computer, and it's like, we could just work virtually from home. We don't really have to step out, Not that I want to do it that way, but because I love making music, with people in the studio, but we're not limited. We can stay home, we can work from our phones and, upload projects and, send projects back and forth. Like, there's so many different ways to make music sound good. And there's so many different ways to, work with other people. And, remember when buying gear, obviously you're going to spend money, you're going to get better at your craft, and you're going to know that, oh, I need a certain type of vocal compressor. That's going to cost me $500 to $2,000. Or, you're going to want to start, you're going to fall in love with the craft. Just remember that the tool that's best for you is what's best. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money. If something that's affordable and, can get the job done to you looks and sounds like it can get the job done, go for it. Don't let anyone try to swindle you into buying something that you don't know how to use, which I can't tell you how many of my friends have done that. They'll buy a certain piece of equipment, and it comes in the mail, and it's you got like a synthesizer that has all these knobs and all these oscillators, and you've never heard those terms, or you've never actually used this synthesizer before, and you're like, oh my god, I'm discouraged now because I don't know how to play a synthesizer. Um, if you do, however, want to learn how to play a synthesizer, you don't there is no rule to actually manipulating the knobs or like making sounds. You can just make sounds willy-nilly, but you should learn the terms. You should get into the manual, or watch review videos. I know I've said that before. When you buy gear, or you're looking into buying like a certain type of microphone for like a specific purpose, whether it be for recording drums or recording guitars or vocals, do research. Look up the different type of microphones, look up the different type of cables. um, Also, look up how to treat your bedroom, or the space that you're going to be recording in, because that also plays a huge role in how the sound of your music is, or how it's just the little things. It's not things that you really have to go crazy and AWOL and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on, but it's still things that you could research and um, benefit off of researching and knowing those different parts. Um, and definitely just know that you could go out and you could go from working in the box and working in a computer to having a real studio. It's always going to be about what you're recording, what you're putting down. That's the first thing. Everything after that is helping you make that sound better. But it should always start with, the idea that whatever I'm going to record, whatever's going to be put down, or whatever I'm going to, get from another artist, it should sound great. So everything else, all the other devices that you have, whether it be EQs or your computer softwares, could work great, because you don't need you don't need to buy all these EQs and compressors if you don't know how to use them, or if you don't know what they do. And, I can't stress enough how important it is to know what you're getting into before you buy it, with anything. Because, you know, they get you in magazines and in articles and in like reviews. They get you by selling you the product and saying, oh, this is going to make it sound better, this is going to make it sound pristine, like it's going to make it radio ready. But it really doesn't. It's about how the artist makes it sound before it goes in. But under that note, like, just remember that if you're going to build a studio, there are ways to go about it affordably. I support local businesses. I also like buying off of Reverb. I like buying used gear. It doesn't matter if it's brand new, as long as it's in good condition, it works. If it's a microphone, you're not getting all this noise. If you're buying a guitar amp, all the knobs work very well. I bought a guitar amp once off of Reverb, and no pun intended, the reverb channel of the amp didn't work. So I was kind of stuck with this, and I spent a lot of money, and that was like my first real kind of life lesson. Like, just take your time, research, what you're about to buy. There are really great companies out there. I like reverb.com. I like Sweetwater. Especially in a time like this, that you can't go to like a Guitar Center or Sam Ash. You want to be able to buy, guitar strings. If you guys need cables, I would, Monoprice. They sell great instrument cables for a very cheap price. And I'm talking to the guitar players out there too. That's the thing that gets lost, broken, or stolen the most, I think. Guitar cables and guitar straps. So if you want like little accessories for, your home studio, and you're trying to like buy at an affordable price, I would say Monoprice and Reverb.com are your best bet. Like, I just bought a pop filter for my microphone for $11 last night on Reverb.com. And they always like update the website with like the latest sales or the latest cheapest used gear that they're just trying to get rid of. It's like the eBay for musical instruments. So on that note, I hope that you've enjoyed our lessons. I got one more video for you, so stay tuned. Right on.